Mario Kart World has been out for a year now, and its issues are as bad as ever. So I didn't play Mario Kart World for months until last week, and it's still extremely frustrating to play. I didn't know if there was updates or any patches, because I really haven't been keeping up to date on that, but it feels almost exactly the same as it did at launch. And this game has so much potential, but it's still incredibly flawed, so I just want to go over the issues and how Nintendo can fix them. So starting with the obvious one, the RNG here is just too much. I know it's a Mario Kart game, I know there's going to be luck. Every single Mario Kart game has had luck before this, but in my experience playing the series for almost 20 years, it has never been this bad. So a big reason is that, remember we used to have 8 players, then it went to 12, and now it's doubled to 24. And on one hand, I like that. I like that it's more rewarding to win when there's more players. But at the same time, it feels like they didn't really adjust anything, because with 12 players, yeah, it's still chaotic, but it's not going to be as bad as if you're in first place and 23 people are behind you compared to 11. So you're just going to get sandbagged if you're in first place. There's going to be constant blue shells. And in previous games, it felt maybe there was like 1 or 2 blue shells a game. Now it feels like every single lap, if you play like Knockout Tour, for example, or a Grand Prix, there'll always be a blue shell. And there's a way to dodge a blue shell. It's not like it's just a death sentence, but unless you have some specific items, there's really not much you can do. It also incentivizes people to just sit towards the back, because if you are in the back, you're going to get a gold mushroom, you're going to get a bullet bill, you're going to get a star, you're going to get the best items being in the back. And if you're in front, you'll get maybe like a singular green shell, you might get a coin, maybe you'll get like a defensive item. And that's not an issue. I'm not saying you should be in front and get a bullet bill or a gold mushroom, but it just feels like Nintendo's really like trying to have the rubber banding be artificially stronger, because in previous games it was like the AI going faster, I believe. Could be wrong in that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But now here, it's if you fall like really far behind, it'll just give you items to catch up, and I just don't think that's a good game design. I really don't. I think it's fine if to get help. Like, let's say you're in 24th. I'm not saying you can never get the bullet bill, but when it's like a guarantee every single time, it just kind of says, we don't care how good you are at the game or how bad you are at the game. We want to keep these races close. I can't tell you how many times I've been having a good race, like in first place for a while and second place for a while. I get hit with one item and I literally will go into last place in a second or two. Like, there's almost no separation here because it tries to keep everyone in the same spot, and that just isn't good for 24 players. When you have 24 people in a very small area, all it takes is one item to pretty much ruin the race for you. And to be clear, this has happened in previous Mario Kart games. This is not entirely new. But again, with so many people, it's way more chaotic. The rubber banding feels stronger here. And it kind of just takes away a lot of the rewarding parts of Mario Kart. Like, when I played Mario Kart 8, when I was first playing it, I wasn't that good because at that point, I was brand new to the game. I mean, I wasn't awful since I played Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart DS before, but over time, as I kept playing it, I was getting better because I was just getting better at the game, simply. Like, there's really not much else to say about that. Like, as you play a game more, you typically get better, but I've never felt that way in Mario Kart World. Like, when I first got this game and I was playing for a couple weeks, I just never felt like I was actually getting better. Like, I felt like I was learning the mechanics better, but I wasn't really performing much better. In fact, I think I was performing worse because since I was towards the front of the pack a lot, I would just get punished with items. Like, there was nothing I could really do about that, so I started just sitting towards the back and getting better items, and I would make it farther. And I've even seen some people say that this is intentional or it's perfectly designed, and I heavily disagree with that. So yes, again, Mario Kart World is not supposed to be a competitive esport, but there's supposed to be a way to have skill. It's supposed to be a mix of skill and some luck. This feels like it's a luck game with some skill involved, and it's just not rewarding to play on its own. Like, yeah, if you're playing with friends, you could have a good time, because, like, you're all in the same room, like, you're throwing items at each other, like, you're not really thinking that much about the competitive aspect of it. But when you're playing online, when you're trying to get better, and you just keep getting RNG'd, it's just not rewarding gameplay, and it's gonna keep people from playing. And I've seen tons of people playing it, and just because maybe you don't have an issue with it, it doesn't mean that it's not a big issue for a lot of other people. And if you look anywhere online, you'll see a lot of agreements with this. So I think there's a solution to this. I think it's to maybe make it so players in the back won't necessarily get just OP items. Like, not remove them entirely, but just have it so they're less frequent. So maybe if you're in the back, you just won't have an automatic ticket to get towards the front. So that forces you to actually play better. Or have it so there's less blue shells, have it so if you get hit with an item, there's less time where you're just not able to drive. Like, that way, even if you get hit, maybe it costs you like half a second compared to however long it does take. And also with that, since there won't be as many people towards the front, you could get hit with an item and still be towards the front if people aren't just getting great items being in the back. So this is just how I feel about it. If you love Mario Kart World being an RNG fest, that's perfectly fine for you, but this is just my take on it. Also, something quick I want to mention is if you're not playing online, you could use the rewind feature. And yeah, I mean, that's true, but it's not really, it doesn't really feel like Mario Kart to me to use that feature. Like, it's just kind of there. And I don't think that's really a solution to this, and it's not really a solution to online either, obviously. I saw a really funny comment somewhere where someone said it was like musical chairs, where you just hope you get the right item, and it's just like a game of chance at that point. And that's not what I want from Mario Kart. So that is by far my biggest issue, but there are others. And the next one, it's kind of sad that this one hasn't been fixed, is that this game just has a lack of content. So it has a big open world, but it's not really anything there. Like, you have the P-switches, you can unlock costumes. There's no side quests, there's no like challenges or besides the P-switches in the free roam. So there's literally no reason to play the free roam unless you're just trying to 100% this game. Like, I was thinking when this game was announced that free roam was going to have a lot to do. Like, it was going to have side quests, maybe some like story things, maybe like other online players, like something to keep you engaged, kind of like how Forza Horizon does it. But there's nothing like that. It's literally just a barren open world where you can unlock a couple things, do the P-switch challenges, and that's literally it. I think I literally played 5 minutes of free roam when I got this and got bored of it. And then the modes themselves, like, there's a few. Like, it's not like Mario Kart has ever had that many modes, but when they're charging $80 for the game, you're kind of expecting some extra content. And I think there's two ways to look at this. So you could say that we should take a look at the game on its own without taking the price into account, because that's fine in some ways. Like, you could say this game is really good and not even mention the price. But if you say this game is good, but it's not worth $80, then yeah, that's the criticism. Nintendo priced the game at $80, and I know you can get it for cheaper if you get the bundle, but still, they're selling it on its own for $80, so they're open to criticism for charging $80. And if people don't feel that it's worth that price, they're allowed to criticize it. And I've never understood why so many people have gotten so defensive of Nintendo, saying, well, you could just buy this for $50 with the Switch, so it's not really an $80 game. That's obviously not true. Like, this game it doesn't feel like a step up from Mario Kart 8. Like, Mario Kart 8, I think, was simply a better game. It had more content with the DLC, to be fair. And you could say, well, Mario Kart 8 is more expensive. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is more expensive with the DLC. And yeah, that's true. But I think the DLC for Mario Kart 8 at least added a ton of new content. There was a ton of extra stuff in the game. And it's not like that came out with the game. It's not like they released it and said, here's the booster pass on day one. So I think it's a little bit different. Like, you have to pay $80 to get Mario Kart World if you're not getting it with the bundle, and not everyone's getting the bundle for whatever reason, so I don't think people should be criticized for that. But anyway, with modes, you have your Grand Prix, you have your Battle Mode, you have Free Roam, the new one, Knockout Tour, which I think is fun, but again, the RNG just really brings it down for me. I would have liked a couple more modes. Like, I think it would have been cool if they had like a battle mode that was kind of like a battle royale, where you have like 100 players on the Free Roam map, and you have like balloons, and you have to try and like use items or something. I don't know, I thought that would have been like a cool mode to add, and it's something they could still add. Because, I don't know, with it being such a luck-based game and there's no really competitive mode, I kind of just lost interest after a while, and I'm not at a point in my life where I'm going to friends' houses every day to play Mario Kart. Like, when Mario Kart Wii came out, yes, like, that's something I was doing. I was like 5 or 6 years old when it came out. Mario Kart, yes, I'd play with friends, like if we were on the bus or if we were just hanging out somewhere. Even Mario Kart 8, I think it was 11 when Mario Kart 8 came out. I was still at a point where I'd go to friends' houses pretty often to play Mario Kart. And as an adult now, I still love Mario Kart, but I'm not going to friends' houses like multiple times a week to play Mario Kart. And that's not a way to criticize the game for me. That's just saying like a personal thing for me. So the online part becomes like a bigger and bigger thing for me to enjoy Mario Kart. So I would have liked some more competitive modes. Like, that's something with Smash. I used to play Smash at friends' houses or have friends over when we do like mini Smash tournaments. And I can still play Smash now because there's still competitive online. So it's still rewarding to play, because if I lose in Smash, I know that I did something wrong. I can try to improve. And they're not the same types of games. Like, obviously Mario Kart is not Smash. Smash is meant to be a more competitive game. But it's like the same principle where I want to feel like I'm getting better at a game if I'm playing it online. Especially for the price tag. It's not like a $10 friend slot game on Steam that you'll mess around with like for 2 hours and stop playing. Like, this is a full price game, more than a full price game. And it's a game that I'd like to get more enjoyment out of over time. And I still think a lot of these issues can be remedied. Like, the actual driving mechanics here are the best in the series. Like, it feels really good, like, to be able to go on rails, to be able to go off the walls a little bit. Like, the mechanics feel really good. Like, the driving here is, I think, better than Mario Kart 8, and it's just the game around it that's worse. So you add in a couple more modes, you add in some fixes to make the game a little more skill-based. Maybe you add in some more content, like you add in, like, I don't know if you want to add in more tracks, but it's kind of weird here because it's like, they're all connected. I'm sure Nintendo could figure something out, though. And then you have a much better game. So right now, I'd say Mario Kart World is like maybe like a 70, 75, something like that, like 75 on a good day, just because I think it's a very well-made game itself, even though it has a lot of issues. But I think it could legitimately like go up to like an 85, 90 if you fix a lot of these issues. And I don't think that Nintendo is going to fix all of these, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to really change the luck-based stuff. I think the best thing we could hope for is that they add more content, they like a new mode, like some new tracks, maybe they add a competitive mode, but I don't think they're actually going to change like the RNG aspects of this game. And this will probably be the Mario Kart game for close to the next decade. Like, think about it, Mario Kart 8 came out in 2014, and then it took 11 years for a brand new one, not counting 8 Deluxe. And that's a different case because they wanted to just rework Mario Kart 8 since it was on the Wii U, like for the Switch. So assuming that the Switch 2 lasts 7 to 8 years, figure we'll probably get one around that time. Like, that's a long time to be playing a Mario Kart game. I'll probably be in my 30s by the time that game comes out, or at least close to my 30s, so it's going to be a long time, and I want to get more enjoyment out of Mario Kart World. I really do, and I'm not saying I'm never going to play it again. Like, I will still play it here and there. Like, it's a fun game to play on stream, for example, but I know that this game can be better, and I do think Nintendo will make content for it, but I think it's just kind of odd how they pretty much forgotten about it since it came out. Like, we got a couple minor updates, like a couple like bug fixes or something, but nothing really major. I think they changed like the cooldown on something like months ago, like sometime last year, but it's kind of just been nothing on this. So I'm not sure when Mario Kart 8, the original Mario Kart 8, got its first update, like first major update, I should say, and the DLC for it. So I don't think this game is like just forgotten entirely. I think definitely for now, it seems forgotten, and I don't know, maybe it is, but I'm hoping Nintendo's working on something, hopefully a free update, even though I'm sure there'll be paid DLC for this because it's Mario Kart, it's literally a cash cow. So I do expect updates sometime in the future, but I really just hope they make this game better. I know a lot of people get angry if you criticize this game, and like with Tomodachi Life, like I've talked about this in recent videos, I don't think it's a good thing to just be only positive on a game. Like, if you love a game, you should want there to be criticism of it, because you should want it to be even better. Like, even if you like Mario Kart World, you shouldn't shut down criticisms of it or write off people's legitimate criticisms of it, because most people want this game to be better. Most people are not rooting on this game's demise who are actually playing it. So speaking out and saying, I think this is an issue, or for me personally, I don't like this about the game, like, that could work to make the game better. If somehow the developers or anyone sees it, if there's enough like feedback from the community, like, that is something that can affect how the game actually plays. Plus, not everyone's going to have the same opinions on this game. For you, this game being very lucky might be a great thing, but I think for most people it's probably not, and everyone's entitled to their opinions on this game. There's no reason to attack others for it, and I think it's an issue where everyone's just at each other, where if you do like this game, and if you don't have these same issues, you like a bad game, but if you do have issues with it, someone else will say, well, you just don't understand Mario Kart World, and there's no actual good discussion here. It's always just good to have conversations about a game and say what you like, what you don't like, and try to understand other perspectives on it. But anyway, these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments, and be sure to subscribe.